guys, we're here for another Warhammer 40k battle report. We're coming to you again from the Last Defense Game Shop in Circleville, Ohio. Today it's going to be my Tyranid versus Seth's Space Wolves. We're doing a 2,000 point game. We are doing the new tactical objective mission, Tactical Escalation. That's the one where you start with one and work your way up. So it always sets up hammer and anvil. I think this is, it's been a while since I played with my Nids, I think.
It has. This is actually only my second match with you, and both times have been the Nids. The first time he actually tabled me because I tried to match him shot for shot. It didn't work out well. So I'm taking an alternative approach this time. So we'll see what happens. And he has his big scary flyers. So let's go ahead and take a look at the armies real quick. Well, I have mine set up here. So I'm running 20 Termagants. A Tervagon is a troop choice. My HQs, I have 2 Flying Hive Tyrants with Twin Link Devours with Brainleech Worms. I have 2 formations inside here as well. I have the Bioblast formation, which is the Tyranids with Acid Spray. 3 Carnifexes, all of them with the Twin Link Devours with Brainleech Worms. I also have the Warrior Brood with these guys. Inside there are 2 Death Spitters, a Barb Strangler, and they have the Bone Swords and Lash Whips. I have the Living Artillery node, which consists of Warrior Brood, Biovores, and the Exocrine. I also have stuck in the ruins here a Venom Throat, trying to give them all some nice cover. That's all we have for the Nids. Let's go ahead and look at the Space Wolves. And what we got over here is the typical dreaded flyers of the Space Wolves. One's painted, the other one's not. That is the Stormfang gunship. That's just your standard Storm Wolf. I got 2 drop pods. My opponent here kindly gave me a reason to finally build the second one. They would both be dropping a Dreadnought. One, the notable Murder Fang. The other, a Blizzard Shield Great Axe Wielder. Now, here's the meat of the army. It's a formation, actually. Argix Shield Brothers. Fortunately, I can add independent characters. So Nigel in Terminator armor will be accompanying them, along with a generic Wolf Lord and Ulrich the Slayer. Still got some painting to do. But my powers for this, usual force, and I rolled off Biomancy first, got Enfeeble and Endurance, which is the one I wanted. And I decided to take advantage of Nigel's ability to reroll Tempest powers, and went ahead and rolled on the Tempest table and got something stupid, just decided to take Living Lightning instead. So, amusingly enough, when I rolled on the Warlord table for my generic Wolf Lord, I got Blessing of the Wolf, which allows him and his unit to outflank. So this nice little package is going to be outflanking.
Alrighty, so Seth, I won the roll off. I'm letting Seth have first turn. I do not wish to try to seize, so
I have to go first then.
He's going with the infamous null deployment, so we'll see how it goes. So we will be back at the end of Space Wolf. Alright, we're back, guys. We actually played out a quick round, and the null deployment didn't quite work out right. So we're going to start over again, and we're not going to do the outflanking. So for his setup for turn 1, he went ahead and got his Land Raider on with all of his big baddies inside.
Yep, my downfall was quite simply the fact that I forgot his flying monstrous creatures can shoot out of their asses. Oops, my bad.
Alright, so I wanted to give a quick look at that. We're going to go ahead and, once again, since he has turn 1, I am not going to try to seize initiative, so we'll be back at the end of Space Wolf's turn 1. Alright, we're back at the end of Space Wolf's turn 1. What went down?
Well, as you would expect, I moved the Land Raider up as far as I could. Ended up snapping everything, saved power of the Machine Spirit for the Multi-Melta at Bertha, since her current cover save is only a 5 up. Mr. Melta decided to roll a 1, so that was pointless. Everything else snap-fired at her. There was a couple wounds, but she saved both of them. Was it 2? Or was it just 1?
It's 1, I think. Either way.
One wound got through, but he saved it, so no big deal. Murderfang decided to try, and since his Axe Brethren failed miserably last time, he pops out, flames 4 guys, fires his Storm Bolter at one more. I think it took him out.
Killed 5, yeah, he killed 5.
So he ended up killing 5. Drop pod actually shot somewhere in this mess, scattered all the way over here, but failed to wound anything.
Yep. Alright, so
that was it.
Any tactical objectives this turn?
I think no. I drew the Space Wolves exclusive Hold Your Ground. My opponent nominated Objective 3. So I would have to hold it for 2 turns running with the same unit. That's not happening. I'm discarding it.
All right, so we'll be back at the end of Tyranids turn 1. All right, we're back at the end of Tyranids turn 1. The Hive Tyrants flew up to get in a better position for some shooting. Everyone else has kind of shifted forward. One of my tactical objectives required me to have 3 units back within 12 inches of the edge of my board, so I pulled these warriors back, the biovores back, and this warrior group back.
I hate that objective. Every time you get it, you have to do it, but it's such a pain because it removes like half your army from the equation.
Yep, so all my shooting, everything focused on the pod and a little bit on Murderfang.
Yep.
In retrospect, I should put more fight shots into Murderfang, but oh well. Assault phase, assault in, finish the pod off. That's all I could do. I don't have a lot that can scratch that Land Raider. For tactical objectives, so that gave me first blood.
Yes, it did.
For tactical objectives, the only one I achieved was the one for having my guys back here. So as of right now, I have 2 points, and currently Wolves have 0. So we'll be back at the end of... Oh, actually, let's roll for your reserves.
Yes, sir. First off, I'll roll for the other pod. Not happening.
Okay.
Bird with super awesome Hellfrost Destructor. Happening.
Coming in, all right.
Stormwolf. Happening.
All right, so the 2 birds are coming in. And now we'll see you at the end of Space Wolf's turn 2.
I want to shoot her out of the air.
All right, we're back at the end of Space Wolf's turn 2. Really good round for him. He slaughtered a lot of bugs. So what happened?
Well, a lot of shooting happened here to open up, some space for them to come out and to charge in. Land Raider did better than expected with shooting, thanks to the Hurricane Bolters and the Assault Cannon. These guys, both of these birds fired at both of these birds. Managed like 1 wound apiece, which you easily jinked.
Yeah, jink, and then a feel no pain on one that did get through.
Yeah, rolling a 1 on a twin link is very annoying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, so his Land Raider here killed the big conga line of bugs for opening up the room for the charge in.
Which they did, and they managed to successfully off one of the big guys. Murderfang was hanging out over here and charged into the one that was sitting here. Surprisingly dispatched him in 1 round.
Yep.
Neither of us were expecting
Yep,
that.
six wounds. Like I said at the end of the last clip there, I said I knew I messed up by not killing Murderfang.
He is a nasty infantry slayer.
Yep, he did a good job.
One decent anti-armor shot, he's toast.
Yep. All right, so did you get any tactical objectives this turn?
Yes. No prisoners calls for slaughtering enemy units at various levels. I slaughtered 2 units. Unfortunately, that's not enough for D3, so I only get 1 point.
Yep.
After my less than impressive attempt to kill his warlord, which he nominated for Oath of Vengeance, I will be discarding this.
All right. So, after that bloody match, we'll be heading into Tyranids turn 2. Alright guys, we're back at the end of Tyranid turn 2. Pretty uneventful turn. I was able to fly my birds up and shoot down that bird.
Despite my attempt at jinking.
Yep. Then everything else shot at the Terminators. Everything else shot at the Terminators, and I was able to kill 1. I really think next turn he's just going to just mop things up with that group.
Maybe. We'll see.
That's it. As far as tactical objectives go, I got objective to hold 6, and I got objective to hold number 2, so that gives me 2 more points. That brings us up to 4 points for Tyranid, and 1 point for Space Wolves.
Did you count your first blood?
Yeah, it's kind of my first blood.
Okay, then yes, 4-1, your favor.
Alright, so we'll be back at the... Oh, let's roll for your last pod.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have a round or 2 of melee with him.
3, he comes in.
Okay.
Alright, so we'll be back at the end of Space Wolf's turn 3. We're back at the end of Space Wolf's turn 3. Another really good turn for Space Wolves. What happened?
Well, we started off by moving things around. My extra pod came in, so he's ready to go on a rampage next turn. And he moved back to take some shots at these guys hiding in the ruins. Killed a lot of them. This guy jinked, but still managed to put a wound or 2 on Big Berth over here, somehow.
4.
4 wounds?
Well, that's what she's taking total, so I think that was mostly from her. Maybe 1 was from the multi-melta, maybe?
Yes.
But yeah, so she took 4 wounds this turn.
I power the machine spirited for the multi-melta to hit her.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a thing. Murderfang shifted over, flamed, didn't get any wounds off on that. These guys, took crack shots at the big guy that was sitting here. I don't think they managed to wound him though, because he saved everything with a 2-up. Basically, what really happened was in the assault phase. These guys went after them to open a path up, and
Yeah, he killed Carnifex there, and then over here, Murderfang wiped out a warrior brood just by instant killing, just sliced right through him. Like I said again, I made a huge mistake by not killing him turn 1.
well, it also helps me because they fixed his murder claws. They made it instead of just base strength 7, which was stupid, but furious charge because it made it not matter. They fixed it so it's now +1 strength, which suddenly furious charge made it strength 8 on the charge, which I believe is what GW intended.
Yeah.
Then again, what do I know?
All right, did you get any points this time?
Oh yes. Unleash the Wolves, which is, kill an enemy unit during the assault phase, no problem. The real story of this turn, I believe, was Harness the Warp. Oh lord. I threw a die at Force thinking, whatever, didn't get it. Alright, no problem. I threw a die at Tempest, which Nigel can re-roll. Didn't get it both times. I'm like, okay, this is bullshit. Sorry, pardon my French. But I did get off Enfeeble on this big guy.
On the Exocrine?
Yes.
Yep.
And I did get off Endurance on him at the cost of getting a Peril. So he rolled a 2 on the Peril chart and lost Living Lightning, which, ow. But I still get 1 point at least from Harness the Warp.
Alrighty, so that brings you up to 3 points total?
Yes.
Alright, so as of right now, this...
I'm discarding my 3rd one, which is Psychological Warfare, because most of your guys are fearless anyway.
Yep, so as of right now, the points stand at 4 for Nids, 3 for Space Wolves, and we're back at the end of Tyranids turn 3. Alright, we're back at the Tyranids turn 3. It was a okay turn for the Tyranids only because I got some good tactical objectives. As far as actual victories on the field, they got murderized. So, movement phase, I moved everyone out from the center away from these Terminators.
This is my consolidated 3 inches, by the way.
Yes, it's consolidate because he just mopped up a whole bunch of Termagants, which I made a mistake. I shouldn't have pushed him in. That may cost me the game. We'll see. In the shooting phase, I was able to put 1 whole point on this this Dreadnought. I was able to kill Murderfang with that Carnifex.
Yep.
That's all that really happened in the shooting phase. Oh, over here I want to show you. I brought this is going to be bad too. I brought my Tyrants into gliding mode so they can claim those 2 objectives over there. That's about it. Shooting phase, I didn't hurt the Terminators. I shouldn't have, but I went ahead and pushed my Termagants in. They all got wiped out, so that means everything's open for assault this turn. Big mistake on my part.
Still, I have to basically table you to win now, which
yeah, so
is probably not going to happen.
As far as my tactical objectives go, I get 1 for having objective 3. I get D3 victory points for controlling any 3 objectives. I rolled it and I got a 6, so I get 3 there.
Yep.
And then over here, I get D3 plus 3 for controlling every objective marker on the field.
That was an oversight on my part as well, because I thought the Land Raider was within 3 inches of that one objective
and
in the back.
1 inch off.
Yeah, he wasn't.
So I rolled it, got a 3 again, so I get 10 points this turn. That's going to bring me up to 14 points for the Nids, 3 points for the Wolves. And with that, we'll just be going straight into turn 4. So we'll be back at the end of turn 4. Alright, we're back at the end of Space Wolf's turn 4. He dropped his bird down into hover mode to spin around to fire at the Hive Tyrant. He also swung his buggy around. Movement phase, the Terminators moved over here to get ready for the Warriors that were here. And the slashy Dreadnought walked over this way.
Yep.
Shooting phase, he pumped a crap ton of shots into the Hive Tyrant between Jink and Feel No Pain. I ended up only taking 2, thankfully. Over here between shooting and then the assault, he was able to wipe out that warrior squad. So as far as points goes,
I got behind enemy lines because I made sure they stayed within 12 inches of your edge.
Okay.
And coincidentally, that's also where objective 1 is.
That worked out really well for you then.
And since challenging that thing is pointless because it's in the air most of the time, I'll discard Hunger for Glory.
All right, so that brings you up 2 more points. So I'll bring you up to 5 to 14. We'll be back at the end of Tyranids turn 4. Alright, we're back at the end of Tyranids turn 4.
Yep.
I took off and flew the Hive Tyrant back this way to get him behind his bird. So That's all really. Oh, and then I moved that Carnifex back up after he passed his instinctual behavior check. Let's see. As far as psychics go, nothing major happened.
You got feel no pain on this guy.
Yeah, feel no pain on him, and that's it.
That one got denied.
And that's it.
You shot this bird out.
Yeah, so shooting, I killed that bird.
Despite.
I put 1 hull point on this, and that's it. Biovores and everything shot over here, but...
I killed one Termi.
Oh, I did kill one Termi with the Hive Tyrant.
Yeah, and Bertha ended up finally dying.
Yeah, then he took Bertha out pretty easily. So that's the end of my turn. As far as victory points go, I achieved 1 point for holding objective marker 2 over here, and I scored 1 more point for controlling twice as many objectives as he did.
Yes, he did.
So that brings me up to 16 to his 5. So we'll see if he can come back in his turn 5. We'll be back at Space Wolf's turn 5. All right, we're back at the end of Space Wolf's turn 5.
Yep.
Let's see what happened. He drove his bus up. He moved it at full speed because he's got a snapshot anyway, so why not?
It's in the air.
It's in the air. He brought his conga line over to here to begin with. Put a couple shots at the Venom Throat. Couldn't wound it because it's good cover save. Charged in, wiped it out easily. Over here, his Murder Axe guy charged in. Put 1 wound on the Exocrine.
Which was disappointing.
Actually, I didn't swing back yet. Did I? I didn't swing back with him.
No, you didn't.
We'll do that off camera. I don't think anything's going to happen. With that Storm Shield, it's hard to do anything.
Blizzard Shield.
Blizzard Shield, whatever.
Hey, I guess you attack because of it.
You do. All right, and that's all that happened. Did you get any points this turn?
No, everything I had was kill him. Yeah, I just...
All right, so as it stands at the end of Space Wolf's turn 5, it is 16 to 5 still.
1 discard return, right?
1 discard turn, yep.
Discarding secure objective 5.
All right,
You're sitting on it.
we'll be back at the end of Tyranids' turn 5. Now they're past that scene. All right, we're back at the end of Tyranid turn 5. Okay turn. I was finally able to kill Terminator. Woo! Movement phase. These guys were out of Synapse. They went to ground. They're fine now because Synapse is restored. These guys, he was locked into combat. Hive Tyrant flew over to here. Doc Effects moved up. That Hive Tyrant stayed right where he's at. As far as shooting phase, we pumped everything into the Terminators. I was able to kill 1 finally.
Yep.
That's it. Yeah, assault phase. He put 2 more wounds on the Exocrine. I couldn't put anything back, and that's where we stand. At the end of the turn, I was able to get. I have 1 for basically line breaker for 12 inches in a deployment. He should be good.
Negative, Ghost Rider.
I didn't move him far enough over. Yeah,
Nope.
That's my bad. Then objective marker 3, which my little bugs are on here, so I get a point for that. And if I remove a character, that's all the points I got. So that brings me up to 17 points. So at the end of turn 5, it's 17 for the Nids.
Wait, any character?
Yes, that's character.
On this turn or in previous
This
turns?
turn, this turn.
Just this turn.
This turn. I didn't kill one this turn.
Okay.
All right, so at the end of end turn 5, it's 17 for the Nids, 5 for Space Wolves.
Rocking.
He's really close to tabling it though, and he could pull it out if we go on. So, do you want to go on?
Yeah.
All right, let's see it. Yeah, we do. All right, we'll see at the end of turn 6. All right, in the end of Space Wolf's turn 6. Okay, we're back at the end of Space Wolf's turn 6.
Yep.
He brought his Land Raider up to fire the Hive Tyrant again. He got his Terminators in range. He's going to try to do a multi-assault. And then he was still locked in combat here. Shooting, he put everything into the Hive Tyrant. I think only 1 got through and armor saved it.
Yep.
Over here, he killed 1 of the Biovores.
Mistake in hindsight because then I rolled a 4 on the damn charge.
Yeah, so then on his charge, he declared the Biovores as the primary target, secondary target being the Carnifex. Rolled for his primary, failed the charge, so it's a failed charge, as far as I understand. If it's different, leave something in the comments. Over here, he was able to finish off the Exocrine and consolidate towards my little bugs.
Exocrine's a monstrous creature, right?
It is.
Well, then I got Big Game Hunter.
All right, so you get 1 point for Big Game Hunter.
Yep.
And that brings it up to 17 to 6.
Woot.
We're going into Tyranid turn 6. We're back at the end of Tyranid's turn 6. Movement. I hopped that Hive Tyrant over so he got within 12 inches of the table edge. This Hive Tyrant flew over to this spot. The Carnifex moved behind the Land Raider. Shooting phase, I was able to kill off, or Psychic phase, I got Feel No Pain off on this Hive Tyrant. That's it. Shooting phase, I killed the Dreadnought that was here.
You would have flew over him and shot him in the back anyway. So.
Yeah. Then the other thing I did was in the assault phase, the Carnifex slammed into the Land Raider, doing two glances. Well, a pin and a glance.
Yeah, you shook the crew.
Yeah. All right, that's all I did. As far as points go, I gained 1 point for behind enemy lines for having the Hive Tyrant over there. So that brings it to 18 points.
19 if that game ends right now.
19th if the game ends right now, so let's see if it goes on. It does not. All right, well, good game, sir.
Yep.
I really feel that you outplayed me this game, but I got some good cards in the tactics.
Hey, sometimes it's how the cards fall.
Yeah. All right, well, we hope you enjoyed it. We will see you back again sometime soon for another Warhammer 40k Battle Report.